All right, in this video, I did a custom light bar on a Prinsu Roof Rack. So you can either buy their pre-cut and buy a super expensive light that fits it, or you can do your own deal, and that's what I did. I just didn't want to spend $2 grand on a light bar, so I figured out to do my own. And I actually bought a truck, a white one that looks like this. This is a landcruiser FZJ80. And I bought it because it had a whole bunch of equipment, including this roof rack. So I'm now just moving it over, but let me show you the video of the roof rack when it was on that truck down there. I'll go get a closer look at that without the roof rack. It makes a huge difference. The roof rack is just so beautiful. And one of the tips I would give, because there's no instructions on installing these, is put one side up with one of the bars already attached. So that'll kind of counterbalance so nothing falls off and scratches your, the side of your door. And on the other side, same thing. And then once you have them both up, you can obviously attach the bar on the other side. One of the things I did is this whole Prinsu Roof Rack's only 2 years old, but check out the close up there. It gets kind of all funky on the nuts, so I refinished them all. Check that out. So I just drilled some quick holes. That's the washers of some of them I already attached, and popped those in and just put a black epoxy paint. And then I actually put a Rust-Oleum satin on top. Don't do it, it's too shiny, it's gonna really show up too much. So I actually ended up putting the epoxy again. So I have epoxy, Rust-Oleum, and then epoxy. So now I'm gonna go back in time when I was fitting, because I fit the light bar on this white truck down here, and I kind of talked about how I did that, cutting the Prinsu wind deflector. I had a guy locally with a plasma cutter cut it, and I did the bar underneath with my own sawzall. So it used to be on here. The guy I bought this truck off of, shame that he painted the top black. I wish that was white, because this white paint comes right back. I have a whole video on polishing white one coat process Toyota paint. But the main reason I bought this truck was because it has that SLE rear bumper, which I'll be moving on to the other truck, and had the Prinsu Roof Rack, has Icon Stage 3 suspension. So that's my other landcruiser here. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So that Prinsu Roof Rack, I'll show you on the white truck, and then we'll come back again when this is all done. But man, it's sweet. I really like it. And I'm leaving my rails. So I have some rails up top that this will clear. And then my next question is fitting. I might have to air down the rear tires. And then who knows, when I put in that Icon, I think the back will stay the same height, but I think the front will raise. So if I'm gonna park it long-term in the garage, I'm gonna have to air down so it can fit. All right, here's the white truck. Okay, minus some painting, that's the final product. So just to show what I did, I drilled a new hole lower for the Prinsu rack. So I actually dropped it lower along the roof line, if you can see that, and it worked. And I had it plasma cut. I didn't want to use my sawzall and make a jagged cut. So you can see it goes right underneath. Like, it is actually helping to hold these lights. Let's take a look, back it out. I don't know about the yellow, I might tint those. Those are tinted yellow, so I could change that and tint that black like I did on this one. That actually has tint on it. So you can see I lowered it. Usually it's here and here. I lowered it down, and I lowered this down. I had to drill another hole to fit that. So they're pretty much, the lights are almost as tall as the roof. I think it'll work as the roof rack, but look how tight that is underneath. So that's my custom cut. I can put one more drill hole there if I want, but it's holding steady. I'll take that down and just shoot some epoxy right on that silver line. I'll put some tape just to get rid of any of that aluminum silver from the plasma cut. I paid somebody 30 bucks here locally in Southern Cal to give me the perfect cut. And look at that. Those are a little lower, and then it pops up to do the rest of those lights, low profile. And then I can do, you know, whatever. I can untint them, tint them, make them orange versus yellow, but I think I'm going to try a dark tint just so they're a little bit more stealth and not as noticeable. But there she is, and this is the test rig. That light assembly is ultimately going on that one in the garage named Otis and coming off this truck. Sweet. The truck also has the Icon, there we go, stage 3 with a reservoir and hydraulic bump stop, if you can see that. Those are going to come out and replace the old man Emu in Otis. We're just going to swap them. Actually, this truck came with some old man Emu, I think 2.5 or 3 inch, so coils and shock, so we'll swap them out. But there we go, custom. I think that's pretty cool and should minimize the wind with that deflector, but yeah, the wind hitting the lights might give me a little bit of wind, but that's what stereos are for, right? So there we have it. Next time you see those lights, it will be on Otis. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this gave you some ideas or tips to kind of customize your own Prinsu rack or any other rack and cut to custom fit your own lights. All right, thanks. All right, there is the finished product. I did put some, you can see there a little patch where the screws go in for the roof rack. Obviously they drill that at the port, so they don't do that in Japan. When that comes in, that's when they drill it, and they just put like a template and they drill those right where you see that black piece there, right there. So all 4 of those, I covered it with vinyl. Look how tight that is, and it may touch in the middle barely with some flex, so I did put some vinyl there to protect the paint. But this is my rigid, so I tinted that and I tinted that. I might take that off, but I think the yellow plays really nice with this Moon Glow Pearl, this gray color. And my custom rack, just have to wire it up. And as I was explaining before, I ended up cutting, this is a new hole. That's the lower hole. I made yet another one to get this lower. And then the plasma cut is along here. It dips down for these lights. So I measured it, measured twice, cut once. So usually the Prinsu is going to be up on this hole. So I lowered it. I put it to these 2 lower ones, which brought everything lower. And the bar behind this is all cut out. I cut it with my sawzall. It's a little brutal. I painted it black. And I don't know if you can see that. I touched up there. Painted that black so it blends in more. But I think that is looking good. I may leave that yellow, or I might tint those out. So, because everything up front is just dark, or, you know, the light color, or clear lens, I should say. But there's the finished product. Just got to change the suspension to that Icon 3 and then put the sleeve bumper. And this Overlander is totally outfitted. Thinking of putting that ARB light in the back here off of that bar. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Share if you have a cool project you end up doing. But I think this rig is my ultimate 80. That's a keeper. This one's a keeper. Maybe that 200 might even be a keeper. This is for all my landcruiser subscribers. The FJ40 down there is definitely a keeper, but that white 80, which it's fully capable, it's got nice nice ARB bar in the front and everything, but I will be selling that. Okay, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're into the overlanding or 4x4. I post videos on all these trucks. This is the next one, this HZJ73, which I will take off-roading. One of the most ultimate 4x4 trucks ever built. These are the ones that go across continents. Diesel, like 280 torque, but 129 horsepower, so 30 miles a gallon. Diesel, and this thing can clear school children. If there's a line going into a K through 5, I think this could just drive right over and maybe give a buzz cut to the tallest kid. That thing has so much clearance. Anyways, cool. All right, we'll catch you next time. Oh yeah, and for those who want to know, it fits. Thank God for this little rubber piece. It fits by about 1/4 inch. It's hitting the right side, high side. Obviously my garage is not level, the floor or the top. Just fits. But once I have the sleeve bumper on there, it's gonna lower the back by about 1 inch because that'll add more weight. All right, subscribe. Thanks for checking it out.